Hey everybody, this is Nate at Stowe Training, and I was just sitting here having some basically random thoughts about fitness and what leads to long-term success. So in no particular order, the first thing I was thinking is that you don't really know if you're on a good training program until like the 1 year mark. Until then, you're going to see a lot of results. You're going to have better endurance, less fat, stronger muscles, because your progressive overload was you're not going to the gym for the last 5 years or 10 years or whatever it might be, and now you're going to a gym 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week. So just because you're going to the gym but now really regularly and before you weren't, you're going to make tons of progress. So a good training program is going to be around that 1 year mark where you're like, well, man, I can't make any further progress and I can't get to the actual goal I set. I made a lot of headway, but I can't lose the last 10 pounds, or I can't get that look I want, or some of the things that I really wanted. And this is where having a really good program matters, because you can keep it going well beyond a year. You can get to 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you just keep on progressing and never hit that plateau. So you're going to make a lot of progress in that first year. What they call it the newbie gains. It's just because you're doing more than you were. Simple as that. However, at that 1 year mark, doing the right things will become very important for you to keep making progress for the rest of your life. Along those lines, I was thinking that you have to learn the basics up front. Too often, everybody jumps in there and does all the sexy exercises. They do the squats, and they do the deadlifts, and the cannonball swings, and they're slapping the ropes, and I mean, they're really getting after it. But I kind of think about learning to play guitar. A lot of people learn to play guitar by learning to play Jack and Diane. I mean, it's a pretty terrible rendition of Jack and Diane, but you can totally tell it's Jack and Diane, and it works at the camp. So we're all sitting around the campfire having a good time, and we can recognize the song close enough, and we all sing so loud that the fact that it's not being played all that well is not very important. You might have that other person, though, who learned how to read sheet music, learned how to play scales, they learned different chords, they actually learned how to play a guitar. Now, in that first month, they can't play any songs, and they're feeling like really far behind because the other guy's playing Jack and Diane and got the whole campfire going. But you give it 6 months, and that second person probably play just about any song they want at a really high level, and the first person's still playing a pretty terrible rendition of Jack and Diane. Same thing with starting your exercise program is oftentimes we start people with like the most basic thing ever. Like, I've seen that before, and I'm like, I know you've seen a plank and a push-up, however, I don't know if you did it well. So it's not even what you did, it's how you did it. We're going to take the time, we're going to learn how to do everything very basic. Your friend might be over here burning a lot of calories at the Orange Theory or doing a juice cleanse, and they drop 10 pounds in 3 weeks, and you're like, I'm just not dropping weight like them. But I'll say is like, was your goal to drop 10 pounds or was it to drop 20, 30, 40? Because your friend's probably going to peter out in another 3 weeks, and then they're going to be right back where they started, whereas you've taken the time, got a really nice base, and now when you start dropping weight, it keeps coming off and you actually reach your goal. And isn't that the whole point, to reach the goal, not get like halfway there, stop and go back to the starting point? And that kind of leads me into my third point, which is start with easy wins. So too often, folks start their exercise programs, particularly at the beginning of the new year, but just in general, really. And it's, I'm going to work out twice a day, 8 days a week, and I'm going to weigh and do the carb cycling, intermittent fasting, paleo diet. I don't even know if that's a thing, but it could be. Versus, I'm going to do 5 minutes a day, which is what we coach, and I'm going to eat protein first. I'm not going to overeat. Just real easy things to say yes to, easy things to get into a habit, and then we can get them to do more and more and more until they are doing all those things in a sustainable way, versus 2 a days, 8 days a week, and intermittent fasting and carb cycling. And by the way, I hadn't been to the gym in like 5 years. And so now, like a month in, 6 weeks in, I'm just like really getting burned out. I'm like, how do people do this? And it's like, they don't. So anyway, 3 random thoughts. Hopefully those help you out. If you'd like me to be on your team and just figure a lot of this out, make sure you got a great training program, teach you those basics, you have the fundamentals to take you for life, and set you up with easy wins. Set you up to like actually reach the finish line, not simply get halfway there, can't sustain what you were doing, end up right back where you started. Just message me. If you live near the studio, great. If not, we do virtual coaching. The only thing is we do have limited spots because there are limited hours in a day, and we have a limited team. And I'm not here to take over the world. I'm here to help my people. And my people aren't all the people. So message me if you'd like to work with me. Y'all have a great Friday.